Welcome to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, the big, butch, manly movie podcast from G.U.N.C.L.E. I'm Shane Holland.
I'm Andrew Wheeler. And I'm going to have to put my actual glasses on now. I cannot see the script.
Well, I'm going to keep mine on. These aren't either, but I'm going to struggle through this, damn it. For fashion.
Your eyes are probably better than mine.
I'm doing this for Elizabeth Debicki.
Sunglasses are a clue to the fashions of the movie that we're talking about today. The 2015 spy film, The Man from U.N.C.L.E, from director Guy Ritchie, starring Henry Cavill, Alicia Vikander, Elizabeth Debicki, and Armie Hammer. He's in it. He's good in it.
We're going to talk about that. Based on the cult classic 1960s MGM spy show starring Robert Bond and Robert McCallum, it was initially developed by James Bond creator Ian Fleming as Solo. The movie was well received by critics, but for some reason, it failed to find an audience. And there aren't currently any plans for a sequel, even though it sounds like everyone who is involved wants that to happen. But cha-ching, money.
Especially on the movie.
Well, I guess there's that.
There's that.
The movie may mark the only time that we'll see Henry Cavill play a super spy created by Ian Fleming.
True. So sad. I mean...
So sad.
He would have been a great James Bond. I don't think it's going to happen now. Who knows? By the time this episode comes out, maybe they've announced that he is.
I mean...
Stranger things have happened.
It's already been put out there onto X.com that he's the most popular person to take up the moniker. We'll see.
That's mainly because people have no imagination, though. So
that's true.
Plot of the movie sees CIA agent Napoleon Solo and KGB agent Ilya Kuryakin forced to work together to protect mechanic Gabby Teller and make contact with her father, a missing nuclear scientist. The trio uncover a plot by shipping magnate and Nazi sympathizer Victoria Vinciguerra to create her own nuclear arsenal.
So I've got to say that the first time I saw this film was out of respect for you, because you had told me how much you loved it. I don't know why it completely missed me when it came out. Probably like it completely missed everyone. I think it just came out at a time when people stopped going to movies that weren't Marvel movies.
True.
And I loved this film. I mean, it's so completely underappreciated. I mean, there's so much high art in it. There's so much glam. The women are so powerful and doing their own thing, which we love. And the men. Oh, the men.
They're handsome, even if they're problematic. Well, one of them.
Well,
maybe all of them.
Well, probably both of them.
# all men. So, yeah, for me, I saw this movie in theaters because I was a Henry Cavill stan from way back. So I watched it for him. I raved about it and then watched in disappointment as it flopped pretty hard at theaters, and all hope of a sequel just sort of faded away into the ether. Yeah, the reviews were really great, and it has held up as a cult classic now. Like people who saw this movie, like it had a really hardcore fan base at the time for a movie that flopped. Like people made, big. It was big in fan fiction, fan art, that kind of thing. It had a huge online appreciation, and it has become, I think, a sort of much more successful movie on streaming. Like it's a very streamable experience. People generally enjoy this movie.
2 hours. Oh my God. It's so refreshing to see a movie come in under 155.
Yeah. And honestly, like Guy Ritchie has become like the king of churning out streaming movies now. I just watched Fountain of Youth this past week, and this is Man from U.N.C.L.E. is some of his best work. And could he get back to doing this? Maybe. Like I enjoyed Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, but I wouldn't say it was, it's not the same quality as this. And Fountain of Youth is pretty skippable, unfortunately.
I did recall Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare a lot during this film, least of all because of
Yes.
Henry Cavill, least of all because of the Ian Fleming connection. But there's definitely a stylistic line running through it. This could easily be a sequel to that film.
Yeah, and Guy Ritchie, for whatever his flaws, he does give us some good female characters in his movies. When he gives us female characters, I guess, like his early stuff, like Lock, Stock, and Snatch. I think there was nary a woman in them. But like his TV show, The Gentleman, with your beloved Theo James, like that has some great roles for the women in it. It is still mostly a sausage party. So and this movie almost stands completely on the shoulders of its women, to my mind, and one woman in
Agreed.
particular. So yeah, it's still eminently rewatchable for that. I do think like there's a chance we could see someone go back to the well here. Yeah, even like Guy Ritchie, they keep throwing money at him to make these blockbuster movies for streaming. Like he and Matthew Vaughn, I think, are just getting, they're just a factory for these streaming movies. Why not do another Man from U.N.C.L.E? Maybe you couldn't get Henry Cavill, and maybe actually you probably could get Henry Cavill. He loves to work, and you wouldn't want Armie Hammer. But I think Lucas Bravo, French actor who's in Emily in Paris, looks enough like Armie Hammer. You could probably just plug him in, and it would be better. So why not?
I mean, why not Armie Hammer? Has something happened that we haven't mentioned that's made him completely unhireable?
Oh, what could it be?
What could it have been? What could have happened? I love that there are a lot of nods to, 60s Bond films in this movie. I mean, Cavill wears the 3-piece gray Glen plaid suit and looks incredible in it. He stares down the barrel of a silenced gun at one point early on in the film. There's even a Count Lippy, a nod to Thunderball. This could have been Cavill's audition for James Bond if they decided to make a Bond movie immediately following No Time to Die.
Yeah, if the slot had been available and if he hadn't been Superman and The Witcher at the time,
right?
Like he like I say, he loves to work,
and he loves a franchise.
So yeah. But it does feel like this is the only time we'll get to see him in that role. But it's a really good audition. Like it's maybe one of the best Bond roles outside of a Bond movie, of which there are many. Like we could do a tier list one day of like non-Bond Bonds, and this would rank highly for me, mostly on like suavity. Like that's the thing that he delivers in spades.
Yeah, absolutely. Just lounging around, looking good, hitting on women, drinking, various cocktails. He does it all in this film. Elizabeth Debicki, though, is the true star of this film. She steals every scene. She is dripping in jewels and glamour, and she just oozes star power. I haven't seen The Crown at all. Shame on me. But this makes me want to watch her as Diana. A completely different role, but somewhat related in the fact that she gets to be this glamour puss throughout.
Yeah. I mean, she plays Diana brilliantly, actually. And I was sort of, I was nervous when she was cast in The Crown because I'm like, she's so statuesque and icy, and that's not what I think of as Diana as being. Like, I think of Diana as mousy and a bit small, and of course, not icy. Like she was known for her warmth. But it turns out Diana was actually quite tall, and Debicki is like not much different in the height department, and she managed to get the sort of the softness and the delicacy of Diana across beautifully. Like she's a phenomenal actor, and I don't think I'd seen her in anything before this, but I have been following her ardently ever since, for sure. We're already talking about the women. Should we start our 5-point system, or is there more to say?
God, is there more to say? Okay, I will say that this is the period spy thriller that I want from the new Bond films.
Yes.
It's stylish, it's action-oriented, there are great performances from beautiful people, and it's well-paced with, like, some really great humor. throughout, not just interspersed here and there. It has a nice through line of humor that matches really well with the action in this film. I could really see the new Bond producers taking this as an example of how we make a period Bond film work.
We want that period Bond film. We really I would be so excited for them to do that. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
So we do have 5 pillars by which we assess all movies here on Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and the first of those pillars is the women. We've already talked about Elizabeth Debicki, but we could talk about her for an hour.
Ever.
I mean, she's impeccable. The performance, she's one of the best screen villains, I think, that I can remember, especially in that screen-eating sort of high camp way that you want a Bond asterisk villain to be. She's so she fills the screen. She gives menace and glamour in equal measure. She's so smart as you feel her intelligence as a villain. My only negative note really is that she doesn't get the fate she deserves. She kind of goes
she
out
appears
like
late into the film, it feels like. We get like a full half hour or so without her, so she's only in 3/4 of the film. I want her there from the start. She's just so phenomenal. And she brings so much life to what could easily be a write-off character, just someone who appears, says the lines, and does some like finger mustache twirling stuff. But no, she's just like so present throughout. My favorite part is when she spikes all of the drinks in her boardroom just to be sure that she gets solo with the first one. And he's like, oh, only my mother called me Napoleon. And then he wakes up and she says, Mummy says hello.
Line. Delicious. I mean,
So
this is
good.
a really good script as well. And they get to deliver the lines. Like Elizabeth Debicki, Alicia Vikander, they both have so many great lines in this movie, and they get to have fun with them. And it's like, that's such a nice thing to see in like a boys movie, like such a sort of, it's a spy movie, and the women get to be the smartest people in the room, and the most glamorous. And the competition is high. Like the boys are not
glamorous.
They're high glamour. They're maybe not very smart.
No.
They
speaking of smart, Alicia Vikander takes no shit from anyone and gets to be stylish throughout the film. She wears mini dresses of every size, shape, and color, and each one is greater than the last.
And starts the movie in tomboy mode, which is also great. Like we meet her as a mechanic in East Berlin, working under a car and wearing like the newsboy hat and like all greased up. And it's like, she can do boy mode and girl mode both equally perfectly. And she has this chameleon affect this as a character. The character of Gabby is very easy to adapt to the various situations she finds herself in, which then lends itself very well to the choices she makes later in the movie. But yeah, she's never the real damsel in distress. Even when she is being saved from East Berlin, you get the sense that she's going where she wants to be taken at all points.
Other than the final act where she is the damsel in distress. But I mean, they had to save someone, I guess, and it couldn't be Ilya. I don't know why.
Couldn't it?
It couldn't it have been? That would have been such a simple switch. I do love that they choose to save her because they like her. Even though at this point she's double-crossed them. Or double-crossed them. Turns out she's working for MI6, but they don't know that.
Hugh Grant is also in this film, being M, which is fun. We like to see Hugh Grant.
Yeah. But that's moving on to the boys, which should we move on to the hunks and hotties of this film?
I mean, we do have to talk about Henry Cavill at some length as well.
Yes, some length indeed.
Oh, I can only imagine. This was the peak of his powers, I feel like, although he is persistently the most beautiful man in the world. He is not, his powers are not exactly waning. He's making Voltron. He just filmed Voltron. He's making Highlander.
Can you believe that?
It's insane. Like, the boy loves to be in toy movies, I think. Like, that's his
Yeah.
whole deal. I mean, he's a Warhammer nerd.
He's a Warhammer nerd. That's crazy to me.
We love that about him.
Yeah.
And he's done other, like we mentioned, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. He also played the Bond pastiche in Argyle. Neither of those match up to his performance here, where he is absolutely doing Bond and knows he's doing Bond and knows at this stage in his career that he has been talked about as Bond because he was final two with Daniel Craig. It's worth mentioning when Casino Royale was being cast. Barbara Broccoli on the record says the final two were Daniel Craig and Henry Cavill, and Henry Cavill was in his early 20s at the time, so that's what counted him out.
And we can see his screen test now.
Yes. So yeah, he was too young for the role, and I think that's true. He was too young for the role that would have taken the franchise in a different direction. So yeah, he knows that he's a Bond that never was when he's performing in this film, and he is carrying it off impeccably. You see that he would be more of a Roger Moore, which I don't mean to be damning.
Please don't diminish his grace and power like that.
But he is more comic than Daniel Craig, and I think it would have been hard for him to lean away from that. Also because he's so pretty. Like you kind of, I mean, like Sean Connery in his heyday, but in Sean Connery's day, we didn't talk about male beauty. Whereas now, you can't avoid someone like Henry Cavill in a movie being suave and seducing people. Like, people are going to remark on the fact that he looks like Tom of Finland drew a Michelangelo statue. It's like he's this perfect erotic ideal of masculinity.
They walk at one point.
I don't think so.
They walk through the Roman Colosseum at one point, and he is standing there like a god himself, and it's just so fitting to who he is and his personality. I love that part. Yeah, he has star power just oozing from every pore in this film especially. But I've got to say, on the second watch, Armie Hammer is kind of doing it for me. I mean, it made me feel bad for all of the cannibal jokes that I've made about him in the past, I think.
Because again, you'd never turn down a man that wants to eat you.
Well, that's it, right? It was very unfair of me to kink shame someone when, I mean, no one was harmed by his flirting texts. I pray that no one was harmed.
There have been various accusations that were made against Hammer at the time of his fall from grace.
Right.
No charges were ever made, which of course doesn't exempt him. It doesn't mean that he's not guilty, but it also doesn't mean that he's guilty.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough to talk about. But the thing that the media fixated on was the cannibalism. It almost like, whatever other accusations were made against him were kind of eclipsed by the sort of the fascination with the cannibalism kink. And it was a kink. Like, he doesn't eat people, as far as we know.
I love that we have to add that asterisk. As far as we know, he doesn't actually eat people. Like, that's crazy.
He's not even an alleged cannibal. Like, no one has ever alleged that he actually tried to eat anyone. He just finds the idea sexy. And that's actually, that's okay to find taboos sexy. Like, there's a difference between fantasy and reality. That's why those two words mean the opposite of each other. Like,
yep. I mean, you can find any kind of fetish porn done in cartoon style on the internet.
Yeah.
And that's not breaking any laws or boundaries for many people. Maybe not the Christian right, but
they have so many other things to worry about.
This is true. So yeah, these two, excellent chemistry. I keep waiting for the entire film for them to make out, and they get so close so many times.
Yeah, it's funny. The movie the movie came out at a time when you could play the gay, but you couldn't go all the way into it. And I think that's
Mhm.
what this film knows, that it has a homoerotic tension between its leading men, but it was never going to take us there. I mean, we're still not at the point where, this was the Finn Poe era of Star Wars, and they chickened out on that so hard that they broke something, the franchise, I think.
Yeah.
So we're still not seeing that in movies. We still haven't seen a Finn Poe kiss, a Solo Priakin kiss. Like, these things, why not? Like, I want these things, but also the world, I think, is ready for these things. Let's just
Yeah.
do it. Come on.
Let's smash that stigma. I mean, make a big budget film that has two lead queer characters. I mean, why not even
Yeah.
bisexual? Like, why can't we even acknowledge that bisexuality exists, like, in the year 2025? It's
Yeah.
wild to me. And it's right there. It's almost in the text. I mean, they literally fight in a public bathroom when they're breaking into a factory. The line is, "In and out, like no one's been here, and we forget it in the morning. I'll take the top, and I'll take the bottom." Come on.
Which is great.
You know what they're doing.
We're previewing the queerness here, but like, they even tell us which one of those two men is the top. And isn't that delightful to just have that detail filled in and to be able to think about that? Like,
just casually flinging that into conversation, something that you and I will probably dream about for the rest of our lives.
And there's no bottom shaming. That's so nice. Henry Cavill gets to be on the receiving end, and he's like, yeah, I'm okay with this.
He's fine with that.
Criminal that Henry Cavill has never been people's sexiest man alive. I know it's a bunk credit, but like Blake Shelton, Bradley Cooper, Adam Levine, some of history's greatest monsters have been people's sexiest person alive, and Henry Cavill
Adolf
never.
Hitler.
And
yeah,
yeah, he was on the cover, right?
Yeah.
Am I confusing people and time again?
God, I really can't remember.
10 years on from this movie, and he still has not been people's sexiest man alive. Offensive.
What do you got to do to get on the cover of that magazine? Right? Who do you have to fuck around here?
Shout out to one of the incidental hotties, or slightly more than incidental, Luca Calvani as playboy idiot Alexander Vinciguerra, who's basically a Bond boy. Like, he's the sexy sidekick of the lead villain. He gets a little bit more play, actually, honestly, than he should in this movie. But yeah, Luca Calvani, gorgeous. I mean, he's a model, he's Italian. What do you expect?
I grew this mustache for him in honor of.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let's talk about the music. I mean, there are a lot of needle drops in this film, but this is a Guy Ritchie film. So what were we to expect? Some of them are great, though. I really love both the opener and the closer. We open with Compared to What by Roberta Flack. So strong, such a tone-setting piece about where we are in the world. And I mean, especially with the opening credits themselves, the visuals telling us, like, we're in the height of the Cold War, this is the world news, and then you get this, like, protest song by a powerful Black woman. Great. Love that. And then we do the same in reverse at the end with Take Care of Business by Nina Simone, which is truly a love song that is dedicated to the two main characters.
True. And yeah, like, those are both all-timers. Like, those are songs that could come on my radio and I would never skip or turn off. Like, and then in the middle of the movie we get Cry to Me by Solomon Burke, and it's like the third pillar. Like, that's Gabby's song in this movie. She's the one dancing to it and flirting to it and falling over. And it's such a great song. Like, it's such a rip roarer. So to have all three of these incredible songs used so beautifully in the movie, only one of them in the movie technically, but like, there are very few movies I can think of where there are three such great needle drops. It's like this and Out of Sight by Steven Soderbergh. Like,
yeah, really good stuff. I mean, also there's just like some really great action stings in this. We get a nod, not the full on, but a nod to the original theme from The Man from U.N.C.L.E, which is another in the great line of 60s spy-fi TV themes, which all, you could put them back to back and have a very difficult time telling which one is from which. They all sound very similar, but it's a good sound. It's a strong sound.
It's a great sound. Yeah, Daniel Pemberton wrote the score for this movie, a jazz funk score. Well worth calling out. Like, it's a very well crafted score to the movie. It definitely, like, it feeds the tension, it feeds the humor beautifully. Guy Ritchie, he gets flack from some quarters for his like use of music. His use of music is never subtle. But I think, again, like, this is one of
Nothing
Guy
he does
Ritchie's
is.
strongest works, and this is one of the places where he really delivers. And probably the fact that the movie is set in the 60s and is using like some of the greatest tracks of all time and can do that probably helps.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, he plays a lot of Italian pop songs from the era too, because the film is
Yes.
mostly set in Italy, and that I really appreciate that. Like, he's not just sticking to, popular American or English music of the time. He's really trying to give us a sense of where we are in the world throughout the film. And it all fits. It all works for me.
Should we talk about fashion? Because again,
Do we have
60s
enough
full
time?
effect. I'm an old man, Shane. I've never got enough time. Um, the fashion. All you need to know is Paco Rabanne over Coco Chanel. This is a film
Yes.
with a point of view about fashion that it states out loud.
By the
No,
main
not
male
for Coco
characters.
Chanel.
Yes.
Yes. And yeah, we had our sunglasses on. You still do, because this is one of the best sunglasses movies of all time. The spotlight moment of Gabby dancing to Solomon Burke in her big white sunglasses and masculine
Beautiful.
pajamas. So good. And again, hey, she's wearing men's pajamas. She's she's a genderqueer character,
Yeah. I mean, and every mini dress she wears, like I said earlier, is fantastic. I really love the white and green number that she wears to the racetrack. I really love the orange and yellow sundress that she wears through most of the third act. Yeah, it's all really stunning. But truly, the award goes to Elizabeth Debicki once again, who gets the most incredible outfits that I think I've seen in a movie in forever. Like, it's hard to pinpoint someone who gets a better wardrobe.
Yeah, her first appearance in the movie, she's wearing an asymmetrical black and white animal print sort of tunic dress over black palazzo pants, and accessorized within a gram of her carrying capacity, like she is bedazzled with jewels. And it's one of the best outfits I've ever seen on screen. Like the way it makes shapes, the way it sort of like the way she's hiding like a tiger in the foliage when we first see her. And so she's wearing this non-distinct animal print. Like, it could be a tiger, could be a zebra, who knows what it is. But yeah, it's such an amazing, I mean, it's one of my favorite movie outfits, like up there with some of Barbarella's best, who is also Paco Rabanne, by the way.
Oh, go figure. The necklace looks like it must weigh about 40 pounds on its own. It looks so heavy, and she just carries herself with so much lightness and grace throughout that entire scene. For me, though, it had to be the black and white domino number with her pearl chandelier earrings. It has like a really high neck, and it's split right down the middle with alternating panels of black and white. And she just looks so chic, and it's like businesswoman's special. Her hair is piled up about 3 feet into the air. It's really incredible. It's so stunning. She's already a tall woman, and this makes her look like about 10 feet tall.
To anyone who knows like 60s Marvel, she's very Jim Steranko in her style. He was the artist on the Nick Fury comics, and he did incredible like chiaroscuro effect and brilliant page compositions. And yeah, like everything she wears makes her look like Steranko designed her. I also will call out her reptilian corset vest that she wears to seduce Napoleon Solo. And again, what a great moment of this woman who is a married woman, but she's like, I'm going to just go and sleep with the hottest man I've ever met because I can.
Yeah. Oh, it's a sham marriage.
That.
I'm sure that her husband was sleeping around with other men as well.
Yeah, probably. Count Lippy.
Yeah.
At least. Gabby, my best look for her is the A-line scooter dress that she wears to
Ooh.
The races, as you mentioned.
Mhm.
But also, like, everything everyone is wearing at the racetrack is a
Oh my
serve.
God.
Like,
You
you got
pause
to spend some
every
time.
moment in that scene and take a look around and see what
Yeah,
everyone is
yeah,
wearing. Half the budget went to the
incredible
racetrack.
dressing.
Yeah.
I like, where are the thrift stores where all those clothes went? Because I gotta find them.
Oh, those
Not that I could
pieces
fit in
never
any of
made
them.
it there. That's a piece that gets handed down through the ages, is still wrapped in
Yeah,
plastic in
yeah.
your grandmother's closet, in your mansion on the Isle of whatever.
Lake Como, probably.
Probably.
Um, Army's fashion highlight for me is the suede bomber over the blue sweater with the check flat cap that he wears.
The
But
opening
his
number.
styling is very soft off the peg, which
Mhm.
works as a contrast with Solo. Do you have a favorite Ilya look?
Yeah, actually, it's so simple, but he wears this like ultra thin pinstripe black shirt, black dress shirt. And it just makes him look so buff, and usually, as you said, he's wearing kind of this figure obscuring kind of
Hmm.
bulky outerwear. But when he takes it off and you just see him in this like ultra fine Italian shirt, it's like, oh damn, he's actually like really fit in this. And he's wearing like also like black slacks and black shoes. It's just very classic, very understated, but a very powerful image. But
He eats a lot of
again,
protein, so
that's a lot of protein. Oh, damn.
yeah.
Thought we were stopping with the kink shaming. But truly
Who's
the
shaming?
okay, fair. The award has to go to Henry Cavill, though, in the men's tailoring department.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, as previously mentioned, he's got the Glen Plaid 3-piece, which is hard to beat and is so evocative of our favorite spy.
Yeah, you do not put a man in a Glen Plaid check without knowing that it's a reference to Sean Connery in Goldfinger, and to a greater or lesser extent, I can never really tell, George Lazenby in On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Lazenby wears it as well as anyone does, but he's less like regarded as an epitome of cool
Right.
reasons. Uh, but yeah, everything Solo wears. His cut is a bit boxy, like a man Henry Cavill's size. You cannot make him look slender. You cannot make him
No.
look sleek. But he has like these. He wears these very English cut suits in blues and greys, very light colors that always look impeccable on him. Like the lightness actually of his wardrobe is something that I never sort of registered until I was like reading up on the fashion of the movie. But yeah, like he's wearing light colors all the way through pretty much. He is not like black tuxedoed up in this movie.
I do appreciate when he loses the coat to his navy suit, that he spends a good chunk of the movie just wearing like a dress vest, which is a look we don't often see, or at least to my recollection, it's not something you often see, a man just running around in the vest of a 3-piece suit. And it's a
Right.
great choice for him. It really like gives a shape to his big broad shoulders. It kind of tapers the rest of him in, and
Yeah.
makes him look so butch. It did a lot for me.
The other fashion highlight I have to call out, Scandi phone.
Oh. Beautiful piece. Absolutely
Folded in contrast
stunning.
against my pale face so that people can see it.
Yeah, I mean, that was necessary.
But yeah, Victoria has several Scandi phones in her home office. I only have one, but I'm this is just the start.
You are the Victoria of this relationship.
Thank you. You're the sexy but dumb Italian race car driver?
Thank you so much. I the set dressing, like every set that they're in is fabulous. I love the hotel rooms. They're each more gaudy than the last. But everything is kind of like gold colored, except until we get Victoria's boardroom, where everything is white and black and very austere, just like her. Every room that they're in matches the character, and what great attention to detail.
Gaudy, but in a tasteful way that certain billionaires could learn from. Like,
Yes.
go study this movie if you've got $1 billion. Learn how to put gold accents in your design without looking like a just tasteless idiot.
Also, give away all of your money. That's neither here nor there. Okay. Let's talk about the queerness in this film. This is a queer film that has no queer characters, as stated out loud.
Yeah, it's on that line. Again, like 2015, it was a time when it felt like things were tipping over towards greater queer acceptance and inclusion and representation.
And we reached that height.
True.
Yes, we did it.
And yeah, it turns out that's quite a slippery hill to climb. But yeah, the central relationship of this movie is a love story between two beautiful men, one of whom cooks and the other knows fashion. Like, what's to argue? It's a queer movie.
I mean, they fight over women's fashion. They fight in public toilets. They're clearly in love with each other. I mean, Solo has a chance to leave Ilya for dead at one point when they're running from the bomb-making factory. And just as he's pulling away, munching on a gigantic sandwich and drinking his Rufino Chianti, he thinks, no, I'll go back. And boy, I love that moment too. Just dives in the water. Well, he doesn't dive in the water. He drives into the water and then lets himself drown in the water and then saves his friend. I don't know. It was movie magic.
It was a complicated set of choices, but yeah, he was eating a very large sandwich and thought, you know what? I think I need Ilya in my life.
Something this really reminds me of someone. Yeah.
Anytime the camera is pointed at Henry Cavill, the world gets a little bit queerer. I don't know any man that straight men are more obsessed with wanting to sleep with than Henry Cavill. So great.
I mean,
keep queering the world, Henry.
That might be like, that's as far as the queer scale has tipped for straight male culture, is that they're allowed to have collectively one man who they're all allowed to sleep with. And I think that happened after The Witcher for some reason, when he's wearing like a pale blonde wig and in like very gray makeup. For some reason, that was what gave people permission, but clearly it started.
It was Superman as well.
Oh, right. I guess so. Why it wasn't the Tudors? I mean, didn't everyone watch the Tudors?
just for the hope of seeing Henry Cavill's butt for like a frame. Wonderful butt. So yeah, this is the man that straight men are allowed to fancy, whereas we can be out here talking about Elizabeth Debicki till the cows come home and name like a million other women that we're also obsessed with. So straight men, what is wrong with you? You're holding yourselves back.
Let's not get started on that. A lot is the answer. And also, I mean, the Army Hammer of it all, talking about kinks and kink shaming, like, it's pretty queer to have a pretty crazy kink.
That's true. Yeah, like I'm never quite sure if kink is like part of kink is adjacent to the community. Kink pride is important, but like you can be straight in the world of kink. That's fine, Army.
Yes.
Just don't hurt people without their consent.
That's it. That's that part.
And never do anything that you can't take back, like eat a person.
Right, that too.
By the way, there is a bit of queerness in these women as well. Like Gabby gives us soft butch, and Elizabeth Debicki, Victoria, is like the most violent femme woman you've ever seen in your life. And I hope queer women have discovered and appreciated this film for those elements.
I do like that Gabby, in her second mini dress, is like, "Oh, I can fix your car for you," and she gets all greasy, wearing this like high fashion outfit. That's like lesbian pride right there.
Why do these people have to try and all be in love with the wrong person in this movie? It's such a shame.
That's the real problem with this film. That's the only problem I can see.
Yeah. Well, in that case, let's talk about the scores.
Oh, I mean, out of from 0 to 5 for the movie itself, Andrew, I feel like I know what you're going to say.
Do you? Do you? I'm going to say 4.
Okay. You know what? I was actually going to say the same. It's not perfect. It's very campy. I don't really know what would make it perfect. It just, I guess,
boys kissing.
the more boys kissing, more acknowledgement of the queerness of this film would go a long way for me. And also, it is very much a Guy Ritchie film, and it feels like that when you're watching it. I think if he were, I don't know. Would you say this about other directors? I don't want to see so much of the director in everything he does. I sometimes want to be able to take a step back and be like, this is a great film that could have been made by anyone. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to see the director, but he shouldn't be announcing himself necessarily, I feel like.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, Guillermo del Toro movies are only movies Guillermo del Toro could make, but you don't keep reminding yourself that you're watching a Guillermo del Toro movie in the way that you do a Guy Ritchie movie, I think. But also sometimes I watch a Matthew Vaughn movie and think I'm watching a Guy Ritchie movie, so what can you do? I give this movie a 4 because I think you can love a movie and give it a 4. Like, I think you can say it's not perfect. The third act falls apart a bit. But like what it does do well, it does brilliantly. And it is one of the most rewatchable movies. Like, it's so easy to have it on in the background, but also easy to just like spend a Sunday afternoon enjoying. So it's like a perfect 4 out of 5 for me.
Perfect 4 out of 5. Yeah, agreed. Does this film get a bonus point for the women of the film?
There are only 2. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, there's the woman that Henry Cavill's character sleeps with at the hotel.
Yes.
And
the hotel clerks.
Literally, is that it?
Yeah.
Are there no other women?
If we're talking
women at the racetrack, but they don't get talking roles.
No. If we're talking the scale, whatever you call it. Do two women talk to each other?
Oh, Bechdel test.
The Bechdel test. Thank you. Do the 2 women talk to each other about anything other than a man?
Right.
No, they do not.
No.
But if we're just like rating, like, are the 2 women in this film incredible characters who have their own lives and their own stories, and are like carry a lot of the power of this film? Then yes, I'm going to give them a point.
I agree. I think, these women are very well defined and beautifully played, and also just so memorable. Like, it's a great film to just enjoy Elizabeth Debicki being fabulous.
Yeah.
And it's a great film to enjoy Henry Cavill being gorgeous. Like,
speaking of
the boys point, I can't not give it. Like, Henry Cavill at his best, I think. I can't think of another movie where he's as hot as he is in this one. And Armie Hammer is, like, he's a tall drink of water. If you can just pretend you don't know what we don't know about him.
I can look past the cannibalism.
But also Luca Colvani, it's a sexy movie. The menswear is phenomenal. Like, I got to give it the boys' point.
Yeah, me too. They really earned it in this film. They have such great chemistry together. They get to wear amazing clothes, and they all, again, just like the women, they each have like this deep interpersonal life that you can kind of see coming out in the film, and that's really appreciated. They're not just 2 cookie cutter characters who are filling in the spy role. There's something else deeper going on there.
What about the music?
It's
very good.
It's very good. It's very good. Yeah, I guess I'll give it the point. I was just a little hesitant because Is it a soundtrack I'm going to listen to outside of the context of this film? Probably not.
Right.
But when I'm watching the film, I think it really hits, it slaps. That it would be really rude of me to not give it the point.
I think I'm more likely to listen to the soundtrack than many of the other movies we watched. Like, it's just slightly more my vibe, I think, as soundtrack wise. Like,
Very true.
but just like the needle drops are so good. If it just had one of those three songs, then it would be good enough. I feel like the fact that it has three incredible songs, at least. I think it actually has, more than that. But those are the three that are like, oh, I must add that to my random shuffle. It gets the point. And then the fashion.
I don't think we need to discuss this. Absolutely gets the point.
It's such a good fashion movie, such a good style movie. Like, if you love looking at beautiful clothes, this is definitely a film that should be on your watch list.
Yeah, I have nothing to add to that. That's so true. What about the queerness of this film? So we are injecting a lot of our own personal feelings into the conversation.
Yeah.
But is there any outright queerness in this film? I would argue that there is a lot of queer baiting in this film. There are a lot of lines that are like very tongue-in-cheek, like particularly the public toilet scene. Solo's director's like, oh, you're not gonna like the bitter taste of this, as he unzips his pants and starts taking a piss. That's they knew what they were doing.
Baiting and queer baiting. Actually, I don't think that queer baiting is inherently bad. That's a whole other thesis. But I think like there is room in this culture for queer baiting because it is a transitional phase between queer erasure and queer acceptance. It's like it's part of the delicious 5-course meal that is our erasure from the culture, while we also build the culture from the foundations up. I would say what makes this film acceptable to me from a queer point of view is there's no shame attached. Like, they make gay jokes and it's never diminishing or demeaning to them. Like I said, Henry Cavill says, I'll be the bottom, or I'll take bottom, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That could be like, they could have done something mean with that. But the fact that they play on the homoeroticism of this relationship between these two men and lean into it and never no homo it, even though they don't yes homo it either, it's like it's sitting right in the middle of those spaces. Does that mean it gets the point? Like, it means it doesn't get a penalty.
Fair.
Does it get the point?
I'm going to jump in here and say I'm not going to give it the point, but I would understand if you did.
Okay. Sometimes we have to negotiate these things. I'll give it the point and you could withhold, and that seems like a reasonable balance. Like, it is like this belongs somewhere in the conversation about queerness on screen.
Yes. Agreed.
Enough so that we can round it up.
Yeah, exactly. For me, this is kind of a kid. Well, no, actually, it's not as bad as Disney saying like, we're gonna have our first gay kiss, and then they cut the kiss and it's just LeFou like pecking someone on the cheek in the last 2 seconds of Beauty and the Beast. Like, it is not that egregious, but
yeah.
it's there's no outright homosexuality either. So it would be hard for me to say. I think splitting the point goes to everything that you said.
Sometimes we have to negotiate.
Yeah.
And that's important, even your cannibalistic fantasies too.
That's right. Communication is key, especially when it comes to your kinks. Does this film get a penalty for anything extra egregious? I mean, are there any people of color in this film? No.
No?
Not a single one.
But a mission, we said in the part, like, a mission doesn't mean a penalty. It's annoying. Well, it's more than annoying. Like, it's frustrating and infuriating when people of color are completely erased from the screen. And it's like Italy in the 1960s. There were black people.
We sure had no problem including them in the soundtrack. But when it comes to seeing them on screen, that's another question.
Exactly. But like, like I said, it's not homophobic, despite the fact that it could have been. And actually, the women are great in this movie, and I think are very
Mhm.
well represented, even if it is just the two characters carrying that weight. But they're carrying the movie. Yeah, I can't give this film a penalty. I don't think it is offensive.
No, neither can I. Yeah, it's not
Oh
offensive
no,
by
we have a half point.
omission,
How does this
and
work?
it's not offensive in outright either.
Yeah.
And so, if we can do math, that means that this film gets a 7.5. No, an 8.5
Eight and a
out of
half.
10.
I
That's,
think.
yes, that's correct. We're
Oh,
gay. We
so
don't do
gay.
math.
8.5 is a very good score, but like under our rating system, it earns it.
Yeah, it really does. God, I loved watching this film. I always love watching this film, and I'm just so sad that I came to it so late and couldn't contribute to its success when it mattered the most.
Yeah. But everything gets remade and reupholstered. Like, I would be shocked that things like Man from U.N.C.L.E. and the Avengers, the 60s TV version, it always feels like there's going to be something in development. We could see a version of this again. It just may not be this cast. But I would love to see the Man from U.N.C.L.E. brought back in some form. And MGM, I think, MGM made the original show, so they must own the rights now, which means Amazon owns the rights. And they are plundering that catalog that they paid much too much money for. So, it's possible. Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Man from U.N.C.L.E., it could happen.
Ooh, that sounds really fun. And at least there would be more than 2 women in that. 3, even.
Steady.
Thank you so much again for watching. Kiss, kiss.
Bang, bang.
If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to this channel. You can follow Kiss Kiss Bang Bang on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd at KKBBpod, or email us at kisskissbangbangpod@gmail.com.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is recorded in Toronto on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples.